Jermall Charlo making news once again. Let's talk about it.
Push the weight and flex. Flex alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Well, I'm not going to limit this to one particular outlet, TMZ, boxing scene, world boxing news. Just Google it. Apparently, this guy, once again, Jermall Charlo, has gotten himself into some trouble. From what I'm reading, today in Texas somewhere, he caused a bodily injury to a family member. They're not clear if it was a male or a female. Well, from what I've read, it's leaning more towards a male. It doesn't matter. But he injured the family member, and he had a previous conviction for family violence. And it's a third-degree situation, which carries a sentence of, I believe, 2 to 10, based off of what I've read. Had a bond set for 10 grand for his release. That's a drop in the bucket for him. But still, you want to take 10 grand to do something constructive with it. Never mind. But whatever. He was already under investigation for an alleged aggravated assault incident back, I believe, in May of 2020. Also in Texas, in his hometown. The person alleged to have been assaulted to the point of suffering bodily harm, at which point an official report was filed. So these things are being filed. They're not just saying it. They're whatever he's going through, whatever's happening, it's going right, pen to paper. It's on record. Wow. Causing serious bodily injury, I might add. They're saying serious bodily injury. So these things, whatever he's doing, he's putting mitts on people. He's already a pro fighter. So this is not looking good. Of course, a PBC fighter, and of course, PBC fighters have this, this reputation all of a sudden. The Charlos, Errol Spence flipping cars, and Adrian Broner all over the place, and this is what they like, Jermall. This is what they like. They like news like this. Now ESPN wants to talk about you, not talk about how Canelo's ducking you and should have fought you and the stupid franchise status. They're going to talk about this, though. Okay? They're going to talk about this. This is unbelievable, man. Why are you making things so easy for people? This drives me crazy about these dudes, man. Now, word on the street is you are so close to a Canelo Alvarez fight. You're close, from what I heard. Now, he hasn't said no. But don't be surprised if this is the incident where he says, well, I don't like that. I ain't got to fight him. He got other things on his mind. And if I beat him, he's always going to say, he's going to use the excuse. He's going to say, hey, man, I had all this legal stuff on my mind. I couldn't concentrate. He's going to try and steal from my win. Will you be able to function if you get a Canelo fight now? Maybe Canelo's saying, hey, man, no, this is the perfect time. He got all this stuff on his mind. He won't be able to concentrate on me, bobbing and weaving and knocking him upside his stupid head. Who knows? This might work out in your favor. This might force a Canelo fight. But it also might put him in a position where he says, you know what, I ain't got to fight this guy. For what? He's not serious. He's out in the street beating up people. Who knows? Well, beating up family members. Y'all remember when he was charged with 3 counts of second-degree felony robbery? But all the charges were dropped. Video surveillance. This guy's always in something, man. Charges was dropped, but the point is he was involved in something. Why is he making it easy? Now, you see, there are like one person in particular that tried to bend and twist when I hold certain fighters accountable for their ridiculous behavior. It's bad enough that black fighters, black people in general, have the weight of the world on our shoulders. It's bad enough. But when you got dudes like this, $1 million athlete, he's wearing about $50,000 around his neck in this picture. Wearing it. And you out here, you're not in control of your emotions. And when I point out that these guys are not acting like humans, they're behaving like a bunch of goddamn monkeys and apes and primates, maybe one or two people say, oh, you shouldn't say that. No, I call it how I see it.
Yeah, come on! Yeah, man, come on! Yeah, man, come on! Yeah, man, come on! Yeah, man, come on! Better than that!
Thumbs up, apes. That goes to all of you primates that act out of character. This is not how you're supposed to conduct yourself. You know we are under a microscope. As soon as anybody over there, any black fighter anywhere does something, they relate it to your supporters. Look at what your guy's doing. Oh, because you didn't know? You might not deal with us, but you're our guy. Bud Crawford decides to sue Bob Arum, and all of a sudden, somebody goes to Twitter and says, when did Bud Crawford become a member of the LDBC? We had nothing to do with that. And he's not. Bud don't deal with us, and that's cool. I wish him the best because he's right in suing. How about that? Focus on why he's suing. Stop focusing on us. In that monkey compilation video, you see Jermall in a scuffle with Jarrett Hurd. That was at the Canelo Caleb Plant fight. These fools went over to the Canelo Caleb Plant fight and got into a scuffle with Jarrett Hurd. Where does that make sense? Let me tell you something. And I'm going to go here. I'm just curious. I always ask this, who's raising these kids, man? Who's raising these kids? Do y'all remember? I don't remember which Charlo it was. Y'all remember when my brother Blue Blood got threatened? I forget which one. I don't know if it was Mel or Maul. He's telling people to unsubscribe. He's threatening to put hands on him. Huh? He's threatening to put hands on him. Blue's not a professional fighter. He just reports the news. And he had the information wrong. Jermall or Jamel, whoever, they had the information wrong. He said, whatever he's accusing me of saying, I ain't say it. Talking about he gonna slap him and everything else. So is it shocking that he has all these cases out on him? Or a case? An outstanding case where he's done this before? Who's raising these kids? Why the fuck are they so sensitive? You got all the smoke in the world for Blue Blood media. Now, I don't remember if it was Jamel or Jermall. It don't matter. It don't matter. You got all the smoke for your brother, the media person, the real media person, Meanwhile, old media could say and do whatever the hell they want to do to you and say to you, but you'll give them an interview in 2 minutes, right? Right? You got all the smoke in the world for other fighters who you should be getting behind. But the second you even think someone says something crazy about you and you got it misinterpreted, you want to fucking kill the world. I don't know what's going on in the house. I don't know if your family member that you put mitts on is lying. I don't know. I know how things could get. I don't know. But the fact is, you got so much of this. You got so much of this like ridiculous energy around you. Now you're in it. They said if you're tried and convicted, it can carry a sentence of 2 to 10. I don't know. I don't wish prison on anybody that don't deserve it. So I don't know what's going on with you, man. But I'm just curious who's raising these dudes, that they so sensitive. There's a ton of stuff that you should, as a man, you should know to let roll off your shoulder. Strength is walking away from a situation, even when you know, especially when you know, yo, man, I can kick this dude's ass. Let me walk away from here. And he knows it. He's trying to catch a case. Family or not. Family or not. Who's raising these kids that they got all this talent in the ring and they ain't got their emotions under control outside the ring in real life situations? Now, mind you, I don't know what happened. It could be a case where, I don't know, someone hit him with something, he hit him back, and then he just ran to the phone and called the police first. But all this monkey business that they're doing, it's not looking good because this stuff is recorded. You guys went to a fight and got into a scuffle with another boxer. You would let your brother tell Jared Hurd and his wife, I'll kill you and your bitch. You said that. Well, your brother said that. Not one time did you turn to your brother and say, yo, Mel, chill. Nothing makes sense. If you enable it, you're a part of the problem. Who's raising these kids? Can you fight in the ring? Yes. And as much as I remain on code, there's certain things you cannot ignore. I can't ignore this, man. Especially when you run around talking about you're going to put hands on someone that I know personally. And it was uncalled for. And then you go into fights and starting fights, fist fights, almost elevated to a fist fight at a goddamn boxing event. All of these things, along with things that you've said. Anger management is a must. I don't know what's going on with these dudes, man. All the talent in the world, and you getting into this? And I want you to pay attention, Jermall. Now you're making news. ESPN don't talk about the good that y'all do inside the ring. They don't care. They will talk about Ryoto Murata before they talk about you. They'll talk about Golovkin before they talk about you. They'll definitely talk about Canelo before they talk about you. And you're the one that everyone's ducking. They've invented a belt so Canelo didn't have to fight you. That did not make ESPN. No one's talking about that. You push, I don't know what you did. I'm just saying this. You push a family member down a flight of steps. Now you're all over the news. Think about what's happening to you. Let the buck breaking begin. Maybe you got to be humble. Maybe you got to donate to whoever. Now maybe you got to speak proper English. Lions in the camp. Maybe you can't be beaten in the ring at 160, so they're going to find another way to beat you outside the ring, and you're not making it any easier, Jermall. I want to root for you, but I can't. Even when you say you don't give a damn who roots for you or not. Well, you need to understand, young man, whether you like it or not, we are quality control. But I'm going to see how this court case plays out. You already know what they like to do to us, and you live way below the Mason-Dixon line. Okay? I wanted to avoid this. but I can't get around it because too many people are hitting me up in the email asking me about it. Here's my opinion. Take it how you want to take it. Good luck, dude. Bronx on deck.